As fake eggs. How sophisticated are China? Dear viewers, recently, social media has been buzzing with information about fake eggs produced by China that have quietly infiltrated the Vietnamese market. What's concerning is that these eggs have been made so sophisticatedly with the naked eye that hardly to see. Consumers are confused, mothers are crying because their children got poisoned. That's even more shocking, ISM. The illegal profits that a cross-border dirty food network originating from China has quietly earned at the expense of millions of Vietnamese people's fake eggs made in what? Let's explore and clarify this issue in today. The scene shifts to street markets, where baskets of pure white eggs are neatly arranged on stalls. Ms. Lu Tina, a small trader with over 20 years of experience, is sitting days. That's less than 20 million. Customers are scared and awed. Could it be that the supplier has deceived me? In Hanoi, Ms. Tina couldn't hold back tears when recounting how her 5-year-old son had to be hospitalized due to stomach pain and vomiting after breakfast with eggs. I thought they were clean eggs because of the beautiful white shells. Would have thought my child would get poisoned. The doctor said it might be due to unsafe. Now I really don't know who to trust anymore. According to reports from the Ministry of Health, in November 2024 alone, the country recorded 131 food poisoning cases, affecting 4,796 people and causing 21 deaths. More worryingly, many cases are directly related to food audit markets and collective kitchens. Among them, children and the elderly with weak immune systems remain the most vulnerable groups. Posing as market goers looking to buy local chicken eggs, the reporter team was present at Thai Bin Market, in a long-established and bustling. As soon as they entered, an unusual scene caught their eye. On the stalls were baskets of pale white shelled eggs, without labels, no expiration dates, and no supplier names. Nevertheless, the sellers still confidently affirmed that these were local chicken eggs from Landong, completely green and especially as nutritious. However, when asked why local chicken eggs weren't the usual light pink color but unusually pale white, the stall owner just smiled awkwardly and quickly hid the entire basket of eggs on the counter. This action raised even more suspicions. To verify, the reporter team bought 10 eggs for analysis, and the results obtained were truly startling to everyone. Up to 5 eggs had a strong fishy smell. The egg white was as thin as water, while the yolk was small and pale as if all nutrients had been sucked dry. Not stopping there, the membrane of the eggshell was thin and easily formed, completely unlike real local chicken eggs. According to a longtime egg distribution industry insider, many such white eggs are actually industrial eggs smuggled from China. After that, they're bleached with chemicals, then labeled as local chicken eggs and sold to the market at double the price, even triple the actual value. In reality, it only costs about 12 to 13,000 dong to buy a dozen poor quality eggs, plus a few thousand for chemicals, and they can be sold for 35 to 40,000 per dozen. That's these sky-high profits that make many people disregard the consequences and willingly poison consumers, just to make quick profits. What's concerning is that the counterfeit methods are becoming increasingly sophisticated, making it difficult even for experienced people to detect. Those seemingly harmless eggs are quietly creeping into every kitchen, every meal, every daily portion. Perhaps no one knows, but they carry risks of seriously affecting health, even lives. So why has the situation of fake eggs become so rampant? To find the answer, the reporter had a special investigation in Dong Nan village, once peaceful by the river, but now has become the largest fake egg production hotspot in the northern region. And what was recorded here will make anyone reconsider what's present on their own family dining tables. Every day, millions of eggs are transformed through unbelievable technology. Most of these industrial eggs are smuggled, with many batches even past their expiration date. After being brought here, just a few minutes of soaking in hydrochloric acid solution, mixed with separately drilled water, and the eggs immediately turn pure white just like real eggs. Meanwhile, the yolk is made unusually plump and firm using various leavening chemicals. When held up to light, the yolk inside stands out, looking even more real and clean than real eggs. Worse still, to increase authenticity down to every detail, Some even dip chicken manure on the shelves to deceive vision and smell. The owner of a production facility, a middle-aged man with a calm expression, laughed heartily, unable to hide his pride while revealing that Ken Lang specializes in every day. Dozens of truckloads of super cheap eggs poured in from China. After processing, those eggs can be sold for 3 times their original price. When asked if he was afraid of being discovered, he just shrugged and said no one would notice because after soaking, sun-drying, and applying a layer of chicken manure, the fake eggs would look exactly like home-raised chicken eggs. Not only that, he also claimed that buyers would find it very difficult to detect anything unusual with the naked eye. This type of egg caused a heartbreaking tragedy in Gatbay Commune, Mao Lac District, Southang Province. Result: 2 cows and a cat in the house also successively collapsed beyond rescue. While many Vietnamese people are still confused by rumors about fake eggs in China, this is considered the origin of millions of cheap industrial eggs. This dangerous food has existed for many years and is no longer unfamiliar to the local people. As early as 2003, artificial eggs with shapes and colors nearly identical to real eggs began appearing in many major cities in China. Notably, although they look like chicken eggs, they are not produced by any chicken. Specifically, the shell is made from calcium carbonate, a substance commonly used in construction. Meanwhile, the egg white is blended from starch, cellulose, and an industrial plastic to create viscosity. The yolk is a combination of gelatin, alum, and food coloring. All are poured into molds and then coated with a fake shell. The entire production process takes less than 5 minutes with a cost of under 500 dong per egg. Even cheaper than discarded eggs. Some facilities confidently boast that their products are so realistic that even the makers would find it hard to tell the difference with the naked eye. Not stopping there, many places boldly put fake eggs on supermarket shelves, packaging them in attractive wrappers with full labels. Consumers see prices 20 to 30% lower and don't hesitate to buy them without any suspicion. Only when cracking the eggs open, seeing the yolk not separating, dissolving like jelly, and when cooked becoming hard like rubber, do they begin to notice something abnormal. A series of investigative reports in China have exposed the fake egg production process, shocking and worrying the world. What worries people most is that the fake egg producers don't consider their actions wrong. On the contrary, they even regard it as a highly creative invention. Some even brazenly export these eggs to many other countries, including Vietnam. In the context of continuously fluctuating egg prices and inadequate control, it's no surprise that many Vietnamese traders choose to import cheap eggs from China and bring them to craft villages like Dong Nam to transform them into local products. It's particularly important to note that these eggs have absolutely no nutritional value. On the contrary, they may pose serious health risks, especially for the elderly, sick people, or children. Yet many people so casually use them without knowing they're consuming chemical products created in laboratories rather than on farms. Notably, in an investigation conducted by Chinese television, a man considered the father of fake eggs revealed the entire production process in a very proud tone. He said he had over 15 years of experience and had distributed products to many provinces. According to his sharing, just making the shell look real is enough to immediately deceive him. To increase authenticity, he even soaked the eggs in water tanks with a fishy smell of microorganisms and waste to create a natural odor. Not stopping there, when bringing them to market, some vendors even applied chicken manure or dirt to the eggshells to create a feeling of being freshly harvested from farms. This exploits Vietnamese people's Many people believe they're buying home-raised chicken eggs. But in reality, they're a dangerous chemical shell cleverly disguised. When asked if he feared the law, the man coldly replied that he wasn't selling defective goods but rather technology. If anyone eats it and has any problems, they should ask the retailer, not you. The indifference in those words has forced many to rely on themselves, because money is the ultimate goal, regardless of others' health and lives. From what has been reported in production facilities, it's clear that the fake egg industry in China not only exists but is also increasingly developing with a level of sophistication. This is a warning bell for consumers, especially for the elderly, who need to pay more attention to the types of food they consume daily. But after all, do you wonder how chemically bleached toxic eggs can so easily sneak into every family's meal? The answer lies in the deadly loophole of the food management system collapsing in the dark. Mrs. Tran Hiet Na, director of the Food Safety Department, frankly admitted that the number of products requiring declaration is too large, while the post-inspection force is too thin. High testing costs have caused many localities significant lax borders, weak quarantine, and lack of transparency in supply have become a wide-open door for millions of smuggled eggs to flood. The story of Mr. Nguyen Van Dong, a quarantine officer at Laksan border gate, reveals a heartbreaking hidden corner. Only a few people each day, but hundreds stack hundreds of trucks. Many batches are well hidden under other types of goods. Cannot be fully controlled. Sometimes even those performing the duties feel helpless. That's no longer anyone but an alarming bell about an overloaded system, lacking people, technology, and sometimes even determination. In the context of today's market food becoming increasingly difficult to control, identifying real or fake chicken eggs is extremely important, especially for the elderly whose health always needs top priority. Therefore, below are some simple ways to distinguish real and fake chicken eggs so each family can feel more secure when buying eggs daily. First, observe the color and shape of the egg carefully. Usually, real chicken eggs have an off-white color, slightly dark and not unusually shiny. Additionally, the shape of real eggs is also very recognizable, with one clearly larger hen and one smaller hen, whereas fake eggs or Chinese chicken eggs often have two equal hens, looking quite strange and unnatural. Not stopping there, the surface of the shell and size are also factors to note. Real eggs have a thick, rough, and slightly shiny shell, especially since they are naturally produced. Each will have different sizes. Meanwhile, fake eggs are produced on an industrial line, so each one is identical, with no variation. If you observe a whole basket of eggs all equal, with none larger or smaller, it's highly likely they're not real. Additionally, you can try by gently shaking the egg. Real eggs won't feel sloshy inside and have an air sac at one end. In contrast, fake or spoiled eggs, when shaken, will produce a slight sound with a hollow feeling inside. A clearer way to distinguish is when cracking the egg open. The yolk of a real egg will maintain a spherical shape, ranging from light to dark yellow depending on type, with clear separation between white and yolk. Meanwhile, fake eggs often have a rubbery, glue-like yolk that doesn't dissolve when squeezed. If boiled, the white of real eggs will firm up due to albumin. To achieve this effect, when fried, the white of real eggs will yellow evenly and spread slightly, whereas fake eggs don't. Finally, don't overlook the smell factor. Real eggs when cracked have a natural slight fishy smell, whereas fake eggs often have a chemical smell, possibly foul or other unpleasant strange odors. Note that distinguishing fake duck eggs is similar to chicken eggs, so it's best to buy eggs at supermarkets or reputable stores. This not only helps avoid the risk of buying fake goods, but also contributes to protecting your family's health. Dear viewers, eggs that seem harmless actually hide deadly dangers. Not only a warning about dirty food, but also a wake-up call for human conscience. In the pursuit of profit, there are those willing to gamble with the health, trust, and future of millions of Vietnamese families. But the darker it gets, the more we need the light of truth. Today's video not only exposes the increasingly sophisticated fake production, but also emphasizes something even more, that consumers themselves must become the first shield for their own and their family's health. Each of our choices, even a small egg, can help push dirty food out of Vietnamese meals. If you find this content useful and want to continue accompanying us on the journey of discovery and awakening to protect public health, please don't forget to subscribe to the mystery_core TITOB5 Discovery channel. Hit the bell to not. Thank you for taking the time to watch until the end, and see you in the next journeys to uncover the truth. Subscribe to the mystery_core channel to support the Lala School channel and receive more exciting Subscribe to the Mystery_4 channel to support the Lala School channel and receive more